Coração, meu coração.
Hey, 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 hey. Y'all know what time it is. It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Okay. It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Let's go. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Hey. Come on in, everybody. Why? Why? Because it's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Get it? It's the iBall Live. Let's go. What up, what up, what up, and welcome to another episode of the iBall Radio Live Call-In Show. I'm your host, Derek Williams, also known as D-Will, the coach, and I'm in the guy with my guy, producer extraordinaire on the ones and twos, Breeze in the building. What up, Breeze?
What's good?
Yes, sir. Another day, another dollar inside the iBall Radio Studios here live in Montgomery, Alabama. And man, this has been one of them days, Breezy.
I know.
The phone won't stop ringing.
I know.
The DM won't stop chiming.
Won't stop chirping.
Hey, listen. The vet didn't want to crank today.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got a lot of stuff going on, bro.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do, man. And as y'all always know, man, no matter what, we're always locked into all things high school basketball right here in the state of Alabama. We're streaming live everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you want to go find us, man. Go find us at iBall Radio across all social media platforms, man. I want to give a special shout out month, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for getting those numbers, man. We're on the road to the million, man.
Appreciate it.
Road to the million, man. Get us to a mill, man. Y'all tell a friend and tell a friend, man, about iBall Radio.
Yeah, man.
Now,
Let's go.
a couple of things I got to touch on tonight, man. Couple of things I'm gonna touch on tonight, Breezy. And one of them is, bro, I this is a PSA, okay? Breezy, turn my ears up a little bit.
Public service.
This is a PSA. This is a PSA for all of y'all out there, bro. Stop asking me. No. Well, I'm not gonna say stop asking me. Let me rewind my PSA.
Yeah.
This is a PSA, right? I don't even know how to say it if I don't say stop.
Hey, just say it how it's supposed to be said.
Listen, when other people drop things, right, whether it be rankings or whatever it may be, bro, like I get that, and I appreciate, that's what I want to say. I appreciate y'all wanting to know our opinion on things, right? But here's the thing. I can't change none of that, bro. Like, there's nothing that I can do to change somebody else's experience or opinion about something else. Like, that's how they feel.
Right.
Now, just like y'all do with me, I got every right to disagree.
Of course.
Right? Just like y'all have every right to disagree with the opinions that we put out there on a daily basis. And that's fine. But that's them folks' opinion. Right? Now, I will say this. I did get one thing said to me today that I think is pretty valid, right? And if you run an organization, right? If you run an organization, you do your own thing, you got kids that you hype, that play for you, play for your organization, or that you've helped get on other organizations,
right?
And you have a bias towards.
Of course.
Stay out of the ranking game, right? Now, I'm not telling you not to do what you do. I just want y'all to know that it is very possible that a lot of rankings that come out have agendas.
Right.
There's something about iBall Radio, and I had this long conversation with Chill Will yesterday. Big Chill Will.
Of course, Big Chill.
I had a long conversation with Big Chill Will yesterday about this, right? And back in 2019, when I started working for Hoop Scene, right? Worked for Hoop Scene from 2019 to 2020. In 2020, start working with Prep Hoops, right? And 2020, 2021, during that COVID time, I was dropping the rankings for Prep Hoops. Right. And all y'all know, my nephew Greedy graduated in 2021.
What up, nephew?
What up, Neff? And when I was dropping rankings, I never had a bias towards Greedy, right? I had Greedy ranked where I thought he sat ranked in the state of Alabama at that time, right? I could have easily been biased and just put Greedy as number one because that's how I felt, right? Not being objective and honest about who guys are at that time.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been fair to nephew.
I wouldn't have been fair to him by telling him you the best thing when obviously you weren't in that class.
Right.
You had J.D. Davison in that class. He played for the freaking Houston Rockets. That was an automatic. He was a McDonald's All-American, right? That was an automatic. You had Brody Peoples in that class who averaged 40 points a game, right? That was an obvious. Went on to play Division I basketball at Belmont, and I think he ended up at Sanford. I'm not sure. Somewhere, right? Then you had Keyshawn Murphy, who was 6'10" and is now playing at Auburn, right?
Right.
You had Cam Crawford, who was a amazing athlete in high school, who's now playing at Duquesne in the A10, another Division I. And then I had Greedy at 5. And people used to look at me like, man, you got your nephew. Yes, because at that time, he wasn't better than any of those players.
Right. He was right. That was his number.
That was where he was supposed to be at that time, right? So, and I even got flack back then for people saying that I was biased. I'm like, how am I biased when I got him at 5? And he's the 5th best player in that class. And as time has went on, y'all see the names I just named, I was right as hell, right? Completely right about those rankings. So when you look around of other people dropping rankings, you got to watch out for the hook, right? You got to watch for the hook and understand that everybody's not going to be the way I was and the way we are now when we drop our rankings. We're going off what we evaluate right now, right? And I will just say one thing. Ain't nobody in this state, in this country, about to tell me or ESPN or Rivals or On 3 or 150, none of that. Nobody's going to tell me or them, obviously, that Gage Mayfield's not the number 1 player in the state of Alabama. When you don't have Gage Mayfield as the number 1 player in the state of Alabama, bro, I'm not saying anything against you. Do your thing. But I instantly discredit it. Because it's some shape, form, or reason, there's a bias. I've seen Jackson Sheffield at 1. I've seen Jalen Alexander at 1. And it baffles me to say, how do you have them the number 1 player in the state when the top publications don't have them even ranked in their top 100? Like, it's a disconnect somewhere.
That's a major grade, that ESPN.
Bro, so my thing is, if we're going to do this, state of Alabama, and I'm talking to all publications who drop rankings, who have opinions, who are prognosticators, who evaluate talent, bro, let's keep it real. Let's not have an agenda about, now, I will say this. People, and I preferenced it with this. People are allowed to have their opinion.
Of course.
Right? And people have a difference in opinions.
All the time. Every day.
However, some things have to be a consensus.
Right.
Right? For us to get credibility for our state, because we're not the only voice in Alabama. Now, we the major voice in Alabama? Probably so. But we're not the only voice in Alabama. But my thing is, you have to have a consensus somewhere, because you don't want people out there that look at the state of Alabama and say, well, who the hell is this? Right? Who's who? Who's who where? Right? And when you got these differencing of opinions,
it doesn't look good for the state. Now, I'm not saying everybody's rankings should be the same. It causes conversation. It causes, it brings in, what's the word I'm looking for? Eyes, so to speak, right? For lack of a better term. It brings in recognition, all of those things,
Right.
which is fine. But to do it just to cause that, I think is short-sighted.
Just to cause a ruckus.
Just to cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
Just to get the conversation going. Just to bring engagement to the platform.
Yeah, because I see a lot of stuff and folks, it be wrong. It just like they just want you to
People, people say stuff just to get a reaction.
Yeah, they just want the drama.
They want, because we understand that controversy drives
everything.
Engagement.
Of course.
Right? People tell us all the time, man, y'all need to say something about what. No, bro. We organic. Either you listen or you don't. Either you respect it or you don't. I'm not finna go out here and just say something just to say it, just so I can get a reaction out of y'all to get clicks on the website or get clicks on the social media page. I'm not saying that people are out there doing that, but I know they do.
Of course.
Right?
I see it every day.
But to say that Gage Mayfield is not the #1 player in the state of Alabama this year is blasphemous. I love Jalen Alexander. He's a really good player, right? He's a really good player. I love Jackson Sheffield. He's a really good player. I love Jacoby Sharp. He's a really good player. But if we're predicting the best player and projecting upside, bro, there's no better upside or player, for that matter, in the state than Gage Mayfield. That's an easy selection. Ask Paul Biancardi. Ask Tipton Edits. The dude signed with Oklahoma. He's going high major, right? Jackson Sheffield is going high major. It's a reason that these guys are getting what they got, because they deserve it. So to sit here and tell me that you are putting out a ranking and you honestly, truly evaluated these players and said that Gage Mayfield's not the best player in the state, freaking ridiculous.
What ranking they had him at?
2. They got Jalen. Global Grassroots. Shout out my guy Ricky at Global Grassroots. We got a good relationship with Ricky. Right. I don't want nobody thinking we don't.
Right.
That we got a good relationship with them. But to have Jalen Alexander as #1 player in the class of 2026 is crazy. That is absolutely asinine.
Even if he was looking at it from a different perspective.
Come on, bro.
You saying it don't
add up, bro. Okay. It don't add up. It don't add up. If you haven't seen, if the only game you saw from Gage Mayfield was at the Huntsville City Classic, dude had 30 in the second half in overtime and made it look really easy, right? And he's playing on a team that doesn't even play through him. They did in the second half of that game against Whitesburg Christian. That's the reason they end up winning that basketball game.
Yeah.
If they play through Gage Mayfield, they're the best team in Class 3A hands down. When they don't play through Gage Mayfield, which they don't do a lot of times, they can be beat. Okay? But I would say this to say, I said all that to say this. This is not a knock on anybody else in the work they do. Put your work in, have your opinion. If you feel like Jalen Alexander is the best player, you feel like Jalen Alexander is the best player. But you got to give an explanation of how and why. And it's going to be hard pressed for you to tell me, Paul Biancardi, the dude Tipton Edits who runs on 3. It's going to be hard for you to tell the folks over at Rivals that Gage Mayfield is not the best player in the state of Alabama from what they've evaluated. From what I've evaluated, it's an easy ask. That's an easy go, right? So I don't want people to think that we got a bias towards Gage, because we don't. I call everybody my nephew, right? If you rock with us, we rock with you. You nephew, right? And we got one coming on now. He in the green room right now waiting to come on, right? So my thing is, if you're going to do this and you put some content out there and your content is quote unquote controversial or a buck from the norm, man, pull out an explanation why. Say what you got to say. Stand on business. Hey, listen, I'll give you the platform. If Ricky want to come on here and explain himself on the rankings he put out today, come on. Put it out. Listen,
Speak your piece.
speak your piece. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to disagree with me.
I'll put the number up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? 334-209-5222. Right. My thing is, you're allowed to have your difference in opinions. I got Hudson Athletic. He had a difference in opinion with our first, second, third team from the Hustle City Classic. Well, no love lost. That's still our folk. Right? That's still our folk. That's still family. But family can have a disagreement. Me and Chill Will don't always agree on things. Me and Breezy don't always agree on things. Me and Lance don't always agree on things. And we're not supposed to, because a difference in opinions is understandable. But you got to lay it out while you, and Breezy will tell you this. For you to convince me otherwise, you got to have a damn good argument.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to have you're going to have to convince me, my boy.
Yeah, because you got a whole grading scale.
Exactly. You're going to have to you're going to have to let me understand what it is, because I'm not the type that just goes along with the flow. Like, that's just not who I am. So if you feel Jalen Alexander is better, you got to tell me why. Right? Because
as good as he is,
as great as he is, dude's an awesome basketball player.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's an awesome basketball player.
That's why if Gage wasn't there,
it would be a question, right? If Jackson Sheffield wasn't there, it would be a question, right? Jacoby Sharp has shot his way up through the rankings, because when we first ranked the class of 2026, probably 3 years ago, we had him at 14.
Right.
He shot up our boards all the way to 4.
Yeah, because he took over once.
Once Devin left.
Yeah.
He's shown he is a very improved basketball player.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So
for sure.
My thing is, I get all of that. It's some really good players in there. But if you don't have Gage Mayfield at number 1, you're gonna have to explain to me why not. What do you see that tells you that ESPN's wrong, that On 3 is wrong, that iBall Radio is wrong, that Rivals is wrong?
Right.
You want to tell me why all of these publications are wrong and you're right. That
makes sense.
That's just my opinion, bro.
Makes sense.
That's just my opinion, and I'm gonna stand on that business.
Stand on it.
I'm gonna stand on that business, bro. I'm gonna down that hill alone if I have to, right? Because I've seen this kid grow, and my thing is, if we really want to put the state of Alabama on a pedestal or put it in the conversation nationally to where everybody out there respects the state of Alabama, you got to be accurate in your assessment. Your assessment has to go along with the national assessment when it comes to the state of Alabama. Now, get it. Paul Biancardi ain't never in Alabama, bro. He get his information from other folks, right? I don't even know Tipton first name. I just call him Tipton Edits, right? But he get his information from other folks, right? Rivals get their information from other folks. Future 150, same way, right? All of them get their stuff from other people. They listen to a lot of publications, like they get it from us. They get it from others, right? And that's cool, right? You're supposed to have multiple sources. We have multiple sources when it comes to do what we do throughout the state of Alabama. You know how many people I talk to before I put out a ranking, right? You know how many people I get their opinion before I put out a ranking, whether that be player ranking, team ranking, whatever it may be. I get a lot of opinions from people that I respect, right? So I'm like I said, I'm down that hill, bro. You're gonna have to tell me what you see that a 6'8" wing headed to Oklahoma, who is a projected potential first-round draft pick in 2 years. How you gonna tell me he ain't the number 1 player in the state, right? I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be able to understand that. I'll listen. I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? I will listen, and I'll let you get it off, right? Pause. But you're gonna have to explain that to me. Real talk. You're gonna have to explain that to me. But with all that being said, man, hopefully you went and got your iBallRadio.com subscription, because we drop content on there each and every day. Number 1 source for all things high school basketball right here in the state of Alabama. Nobody does more or better job than we do, and I'm just popping that ish right now, and I'm allowed to do that. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you haven't went and got your subscription, go subscribe right now, iBallRadio.com. Read the articles, recap articles, preview articles. We drop lines for all the iBall Radio games of the week. Go to our YouTube page. Go subscribe to our NFHS page. Go to iBall Radio on NFHS. Subscribe to our NFHS page. Subscribe to our YouTube page and subscribe to our website. That's 3 subscriptions, 2 paid, 1 free.
Hey, man.
Go check it out.
We got them around now.
We got them around there, bro. And it's a reason that nearly 700,000 people tap into our platform each and every month throughout all of our platforms because of the work that we do, right? So we're going to continue to do it, but that it is what it is. Now, we're sponsored tonight by the Glenn Wilson Lending Team. If you need help with any of your mortgage lending needs, holler at our guy, Glenn Wilson, at GlennWilsonLendingTeam.com at Movement Mortgage. Make sure you go holler at Glenn Wilson, man. Cool dude, down to earth, keeps it 100, will make sure he gives you the best information and the best advice you need in purchasing your next home. So go visit them at GlennWilsonLendingTeam.com. So let's get into something, man. We've been booked to cover the PBA, Positionless Basketball Academy, an AAU program here in the state of Alabama that runs on the Puma Next Pro circuit. We will be covering their tryouts on February 1st at the Pelham Rec Center from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That is a Sunday, February 1st, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That is for 12U, 13U, and 14U. 15U is also welcome. If and only if your high school basketball season has concluded at that time, which I'm going to tell you, none of y'all high school basketball season will be concluded at that time because we'll just be hitting area play. So if any of y'all show up in there at 15U, that means you ain't make your high school basketball team, and I don't think that's the right spot for you. That's my opinion. I don't quote me on that. I'm just saying, if you holding high school basketball AAU tryouts in February, you're gonna be trash. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be trash if you're holding high school basketball tryouts at that time. This is for middle school. Pro 1 has theirs on the 1st. PBA has theirs on the 1st, and that is for 12U, 13U, and 14U. That is 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, right? That is 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade.
The future.
The future. Middle school basketball will be concluded by that time.
Right.
They ended in the end of January, right? And even if they hadn't ended, ain't nobody really too concerned about middle school players, going to do AAU at that time. I'm cool with that. Tryouts, not practice. The difference between tryout and practice. And this is a tryout. And with that being said, man, we got somebody on with us right now. Our nephew, he is locked in with iBall Radio, and is one of our guys that we love to push and bring up. And that's our kid, 2029 point guard from Chelsea High School, Elijah Ace Nelson. We just call him Ace, man. And he is with us right now.
Yo,
Ace, what's good, man?
what's going on, Coach? What's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
What up, nephew?
Shout out to him, man. And Ace is with us tonight on behalf of PBA. He will be one of those players that is running on that Puma Next Pro circuit with PBA this summer, man. And we wanted to bring him on. So instead of y'all hearing me tell y'all about PBA and what it's all about, we're going to bring Ace on and let him tell you. So Ace, man, holla at us, nephew. Let us know, man, what made you run with PBA this upcoming AAU season?
I started out training with Coach D, and I like training with him. So I like the hard work, first of all. The hard work was very hard for me at first, getting into it. And he pushed me harder than I've ever been pushed before, like since my last trainer had left. And I enjoyed it, and I was interested in playing with him, with his team. And when that happened, I was ready to go. And it's just been fun since then. And then shout out JoJo and PBA. They in the chat right now, I'm pretty sure. Shout
yeah.
But yeah, ever since then, PBA has been a wonderful movement.
No doubt about it. And I'm glad you said that, nephew. Shout out to the chat, man.
What up, chat?
I was on my soapbox. Nephew was in the green room. He heard me on my soapbox, man.
Yeah. But
yeah, I shout out to the chat, man. So tell me, man, who are some of the players that's gonna be rocking with you, man? I know you mentioned JoJo. You got Taylon Johnson, man. Kind of name some of the players that you know that will be running with you on that 2029 squad this upcoming summer.
We have Hudson Mullet from Oak Mountain, Trent Gann from Briarwood, possibly Cameron Haygood, and then we're looking for players right now, but that's possibly like the 5 for right now.
No doubt. So tell anybody out there that's listening, man, that's a 2029 athlete, tell them why they need to come run with y'all, right? You just named some of the players, and that's some of the best players in the state of Alabama. We talk about a lot of you guys, and we're going to talk about y'all more as time goes on, as you guys get older. But kind of tell them out there, man, if you're out there and you're a kid that's playing AAU basketball, why should they come over to PBA basketball?
Well, Coach D is going to do what's best for y'all. He's going to push y'all, condition y'all, make sure y'all got what y'all need. And if y'all want to come hoop and always just be ready to play and be prepared and want to learn more and be able to be on high level competition, come play with PBA. It's where it's at. Practices every day, fluent scrimmaging, talking, defensive, like everything you need in order to be prepared for high level basketball.
No doubt about it, man.
Hey,
I love it.
That's dope.
That's dope, man. And here's the thing. Shout out Coach D, man, for connecting with us and wanting us to be involved with that, man. And I spoke with him earlier today and earlier this week, and I mentioned on Monday that we possibly could live stream it. Coach D called me back and was like, bro, I gotta have y'all live streaming it. Right. So we will be live streaming the entire event on February 1st from the Pelham Rec Center. But instead of me telling them, I'm gonna let you tell them why should they show up to tryouts on February 1st?
Trials gonna be fun. A lot of live events there, a lot of live competition. You get to compete with high level players there. Everybody that's either ranked in the state or somewhere high on that level, y'all get to compete against them. And if you haven't got a chance to, and if you have smoke against them, show what you got, and you might make the team. You never know, and just come try out with us.
There it is, man. I gotta love it.
We like that.
I see Pops in the screen, man. Tell him I said what up. What's good, Pops?
Coach. What's up? What up, Breeze? What up, man?
What up?
Bless y'all.
Yeah, Coach. So, Pops, I'm gonna let you jump on, man. What was the decision behind you guys going over to PBA and playing on the next pro circuit?
Man, listen, Coach D, Coach Dunn, but we call him Coach D. He knows what he's doing. When it comes to basketball, I mean, he lives, eats, and breathes basketball. He's got an old school sort of mentality, but I don't call it old school. I call it right school.
Right.
Because he's teaching these kids to focus on their craft, focus on what they're doing. He's teaching them defense. He's putting emphasis on that. He's pushing the kids, and he's trying to give them or develop them to reach their goals, man. Like, you got a lot of coaches out here and stuff, but doing different things. But I know, from what I've seen from him, that his intentions are good, and what he's trying to do with kids and trying to, build them up, man, and get them to where they need to be and reaching their goals. So that's all positive to me. I know what I've seen, and I like it, man.
No doubt about it, man. And I know it's important for parents to, because we talk about it all the time, man. These decisions are decisions that shape the future, right? So choosing right is very important, right? Because you don't want to be one of those ones that this doesn't work out. I'm gonna jump from this team to this team to this team. It's good to build a relationship and build that relationship from an early age all the way to the end, man. And it's I gotta commend you guys for coming on and being the spokesperson for PBA. Letting us know and letting the world know, letting the state know, putting them on notice that PBA is one of the up-and-coming AAU programs here in the state of Alabama, man. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on with us tonight, man. Salute to y'all. Now, Ace, I got to ask you one more question, man. Before we get out of here, I can't let you leave without telling us how Chelsea is doing so far this basketball season. We were able to come out and do an iBall radio game of the week earlier in the year. How have y'all been playing since we were able to come out and get a chance to see y'all?
Man, we're doing all right. Losing record, but we still pushing through it. It's adversity, always can get past that. And area tournament play is a lot different than what we played in regular season. So right now, with more intensity, getting more of the flow of the game, and we're gonna have a lot more wins coming up, Coach, and I promise that.
Ain't no doubt about it, man. Well, man, I want to thank y'all for coming on with us tonight, man. On behalf of PBA Positionless Basketball Academy, running on the next pro circuit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, man. Until next time, y'all know we always gonna stay in touch like we always do, man. And I already know I'll see y'all in March at the iBall Radio Elite Skills Camp when we get ready.
All right, Coach D. Will. All right, Coach Breezy.
All right, boy, y'all be
Appreciate
easy.
it.
There they go, man. Our guy Elijah Ace Nelson from Positionless Basketball Academy on with us tonight to let y'all know that tryouts will be February 1st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Pelham Rec Center in Pelham, what's that? Shelby County, Alabama. Shelby County, Alabama on February 1st. That is a Sunday. So if you want to play for PBA on the Puma Next Pro Circuit, be at tryouts from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's a $10 tryout fee. You can play that through Apple Cash, or you can play day of event at the door. I want to appreciate them for coming on, man. And that was a real dope interview, Breezy.
Hey man, you can hear it. Like yeah. Like you can hear the work in his voice and his spirit. Like,
see, but here's something I gotta say. I'm just gonna put this out here real quick. Elijah Ace Nelson is different.
Yeah.
Right?
I can tell.
Ever since we met him last year at the iBall Radio mini camp in Dothan, that was our first time getting our eyes on Ace. And they came all the way from Chelsea, all the way down to Dothan. That's over 3.5 hours, right? Chelsea down to Dothan just to be in that camp and to put himself on the radar. And ever since then, he has played his way into our radar and played his way onto this platform because he continues to improve each and every time we see him. He was the same way at the iBall Radio Elite Skills Camp at Spain Park last August, right? And when we went and saw them, we saw him win a game for Chelsea this year against, I think that was against, what's the name of that team? Not Briarwood, but Oak Mountain, I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was Oak Mountain that he had the and one and the free throw. He stepped to the free throw line, made the free throw, and won that game for Chelsea, right?
Amen.
As a ninth grader, to be in that position and be able to make those plays and have the confidence to make those plays. But we saw that at minicamp in Dothan. His confidence exuded. And then what impressed me about the young man is what you just saw, what all of y'all just saw.
Right.
His ability to communicate.
Yeah.
If you go articulate also, Breezy. But if you go read the write-up that we did on him about a week or so ago, he was in our 2029 freshman class making an impact on the varsity level. He was in that article. And if you go read his write-up, I say that in the article, in his write-up. His ability to communicate is probably his best skill.
Don't take him far.
And you just saw that.
Don't take him far.
Breeze, how many kids do we interview or attempt to interview? And bro, they can't even put together 3.
It's it's tough.
It's tough. Once you get that microphone, that camera in your face, listen, it's adults. I know adults that get that camera in their face and that microphone in their face and they clinch up.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes.
Right. It's something that you have to get used to. And he does a great job at it. And that his ability to communicate on and off the floor is going to take him a very long way.
Oh, it's going to take him all the way.
All the way, man.
That's special,
why,
though, so that's a good look.
No doubt. That's why we salute the Ace Nelson, man. Make sure y'all check him out at Chelsea this year and also this summer, spring and summer, on the Puma Next Pro Circuit with PBA Basketball, Positionless Basketball Academy. So shout out to them, man. And like I say, we will be in the building on February 1st, bringing y'all all the content from that. We're going to do write-ups, interviews, and we will be live streaming that event live on iBallRadio.com, YouTube page, on iBallRadio.com, the iBall Radio YouTube page, and the NFHS network.
Hope y'all got some nachos.
Hope y'all, hey, man, y'all got to have, hey, listen, PBA, y'all got to feed us, bro. Hey, man, have your boys some vittles, man. We'll take some nachos.
He like them jalapenos.
I like the jalapenos on my nachos. No doubt about it. Hey, shout out to New Hope for looking out for us this past Tuesday for the New Hope versus Plainview game. Hopefully you went and read that article that we dropped on. I dropped it late last night. It was late last night that I dropped that article. So go check that out. The recap article for our iBall Radio game of the week from New Hope. Listen, let's jump into that game real quick. We'll give a quick recap of that game verbally. And you can still go read the article. But bro, I'm gonna say this easy. Plainview plays a style of basketball that is sometimes it can be fun to watch. Other times it cannot be. But here's the thing. It is very hard to play against because they're going to do something that it is feast or famine. It is feast or famine. They are going to shoot 1 million three-pointers.
Yeah, they shot some threes.
Oh
now.
my God, bro! Their first 14 shots of that basketball game were all threes.
Yeah.
Every single possession that they had, that they got a shot at the basket, that they had a field goal attempt was a 3-point. That is hard to defend for two reasons. One, because they make a lot of them.
Right.
They shoot them at a high clip. And two, when they miss, you're shooting so far away, it causes for long rebounds.
Right.
So now you got to be extremely disciplined in your blockouts. And they get a lot of second chance opportunities. And we understand that the more second chance opportunities that you provide a team in a possession, they're going to eventually score.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So having them shoot all those threes and you having to constantly be disciplined in your blockout, or else, because when they get that offensive rebound, they're not taking it to the basket. They're kicking it back out and they shooting another three.
But somebody open.
Somebody's open. Now, the reason I called it feast or famine, because if they don't fall, you can get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Now, New Hope had a really, really great opportunity to win this basketball game, especially when you're trading twos for threes, right? But New Hope just missed too many bunnies. Like, you have to capitalize against a team like Plainview around the basket. Now, Plainview was coming off of they are on a roll right now. They are peaking at the right time. They're currently 6-0 in the area, right?
Right.
They just came off a win over Gaston City, who was formerly the #1 team in Class 6A, who now I would put Pelham at #1 in the Class 6A. However, Pelham just dropped their first game of the season this week on Tuesday night. They lost to Spain Park, right? So that was Pelham's first loss of the season. I would still put Pelham at #1. I think they're like 21-1 or something like that. But my thing is, Plainview was coming off a win against them. So they were very, very confident.
Right.
For New Hope to come into that basketball game against a team like Plainview that was playing with all that confidence, in a rhythm, shooting the basketball the way they shot it against Gaston City, for them to lose this game by 5. And let's be honest with you, it was 2 calls in that game that was extremely controversial in the fourth quarter that swung the momentum of that basketball game. With around 2 minutes to go in that game, it was a 2-point basketball game, and New Hope was on a run. They had cut it down from 5, got it to 2, and had the basketball.
Right.
They were called for 2 straight offensive fouls. And one of them, I'm just going to be honest because I can say it. One of them was a horrible call.
Right. It was.
Now, I'm going to tell you, Coach Willingham from Plainview worked the hell out of them referees. Boy, he worked them. He worked them referees all night long. I was surprised that he didn't get teed up.
Yeah.
Tell him, Breeze, it was one point he snapped on the ref so bad.
That first half, it was.
Ooh, and he was complaining about the foul calls.
Right.
Because here's the thing. I don't know if I've seen this ever. New Hope went the entire first half until like the last 10 seconds of the entire first half, first and second quarter, without committing a team foul.
I was just about to say that.
They didn't commit a team foul the entirety of the first half. Now, a lot of that is because, why? Plainview didn't shoot a shot inside the 3-point line.
Right.
So it's hard to get fouled if everything you shooting coming from 19-9 or better. Right? So when you think about it, it makes sense, but I don't know if I've ever seen that. And he was asking for calls, but he was asking for push-offs on the offensive end. He was asking for blocks to be called charges. And he was snapping.
He almost had his own charge.
Hey, he almost caught one. He almost caught a charge in that game. Because, boy, he was Hot.
I left him off camera because I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. But go watch that game, man. It's up right now on the iBall Radio YouTube page. You can go watch that game in its entirety, or you can go to the iBall Radio NFHS page and watch it up there on demand. So make sure you go do that. But that was a really good basketball game, man.
It was.
Came down to the wire. Plainview ended up winning that game by 5, 55-50. Like I say, it was a 2-point game with right around 2 minutes to go when they got 2 charging calls, and then they came down and got an and one. And then shout out to Sawyer Wilburn, the senior guard for Plainview. He went 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter down the stretch from the free throw line.
Now that's how you win a game.
That's how you win a basketball game. Every time he stepped to that line, he was knocking them down. I don't think he touched rim on one of those free throws.
Yeah, that's how you
in
win.
the fourth quarter.
That's how you win.
That's how you win. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that was the difference in that basketball game.
It was a close game.
Yeah, because if he misses, because I think Owen Hope, I think he had 6 or 8 free throws in that fourth quarter. And I just tell you this, they as a team, they went 9 for 13 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter.
Right.
That's how you win basketball games.
That's how you win.
That's how you win basketball games. And they were able to pull out that game in an intense 4A Area 16 matchup to take a stronghold on that area. And from what I see, they will be hosting the area tournament at Plainview. So roads to the sub-regionals and the regionals goes through Plainview in 4A Area 16. But yeah, so
That's fine.
with that being said, man, this Friday, tomorrow night, we will be on the road again in North Alabama. We will be at Randolph High School for a rivalry game between Randolph and Westminster. That's going to be a good basketball game, man. And you'll be able to catch that on the iBall Radio YouTube page and the iBall Radio NFHS network.
Oh, it ain't too cold. Look.
Yeah, you know it's going to be because they say it's supposed to be freezing right now in North Alabama. Hell, it's cold here in Montgomery, right? So I'm pretty sure it's going to be cold up there. That's why we just got to pull out the North Face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to bring out a double hoodie or something. Bring out my hood, my big hood.
Yeah, you're going to have to wrap up, man. Wrap up real good. But we will be there tomorrow night for Randolph versus Westminster tomorrow night at Randolph High School, 7:30 p.m. for the iBall Radio game of the week. Then on Monday, we will be in Mobile, Alabama, down at the bottom at Murphy High School for Murphy versus Baker on MLK holiday, Murphy versus Baker. And then on Tuesday, I talked to my guy today, Rhett Harrelson, man, a head coach at Enterprise, for a huge, I think that is 7A. I forget what area. I think they might be area 7 or 8 for Enterprise versus Dothan. That's going to be a big time game. That's going to go a long way in saying who's going to host the area tournament in that. And now they got to play Enterprise, has to play Dothan, and we'll have that game for you on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. from Enterprise High School right here on iBallRadio.com, iBall Radio YouTube page, and again mentioned on the iBall Radio NFHS.
Yes, sir.
So with all that being said, man, shout out to the chat, man. I
What
ain't
up, chat?
checked the chat all night. Tucker Wiseworth in the building. What up? Oh, Bryson in the building. What up, nephew?
What up, Neff?
Hey, I hope he having a great year, his freshman year in college, man. Andrea Raleigh was laughing at us. She was doing that when we were talking about the Gage Mayfield joint. Hey, man, we're just keeping it real. Just keeping it real, man. How we know how to do. Now, it's a couple things I want to touch on real quick, Breezy.
What's that?
I'm finna pull it up because it was extremely interesting to me. What phone? Because I read a couple articles today, right, on the Alabama High School Athletic Association. If you haven't seen our episode from Monday, I highly suggest you go watch it. Go back and
Yeah,
watch that episode from Monday.
It go deep on that one.
We go deep on that one. We give a lot of information on that episode that tells you about the up and coming ruling for the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Choose Act from the Governor Kay Ivey and House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter. Right? They put in the Choose Act of 2024, meaning where any kid can choose the school he wants to go to, and the state of Alabama is going to give them money to go to those schools, right? So the controversy is about athletics, right? And does that give the private school sector a competitive advantage because they can recruit, they can give money, all of those things, right? And I saw a couple of interviews about that today, and I want to go to it, bro, because one of them was extremely interesting, right?
Okay.
And it gave a lot of information, and it broke it down into, and it says the core conflict, right? And I'm a paraphrase a lot of this, but I'm gonna read some of this for y'all, right? And it says the core conflict of the Choose Act, right? And it says the primary legal trigger for the delay is a dispute. Oh, okay. No. Let me rewind because this came out today. The Alabama High School Athletic Association has officially delayed its fall reclassification, its biennial fall reclassification announcement from December 15th of 2025 to January 23rd of 2026. That's what the ruling that we were talking about is coming down in a couple of days, right? That is January 23rd. That ruling will come out. And that delay stems from ongoing legal disputes regarding the Choose Act and a potential structural split between public and private school athletics. Here's where it gets interesting, right? Here's where it gets interesting. It says the primary legal trigger for the delay is dispute over the Choose Act. Alabama's Education Savings Account program affects athletic eligibility. Alabama High School Athletic Association stance is the association classified the Choose Act fund as financial aid. Under Alabama High School Athletic Association bylaws, any student who transfers to a private school and receives financial aid must sit out of sports for 1 year to prevent recruiting advantages. Now,
Wow.
I'm going to give you an example of that, Breezy. Brayton Gordon, right? 2 years ago, he transferred to Montgomery Academy.
Right.
In 2024, Montgomery Academy probably should have won the 3A state championship that year.
Right.
Bray wasn't able to play football or basketball because he transferred from a public school, public magnet school, to Montgomery Academy. So under the old rules, he had to sit out a year.
I remember that now.
Right? Remember, he sat out.
Yeah, because that's when I got down here.
Exactly. Bray didn't play his ninth grade year. He didn't play until his sophomore year. And then Montgomery Academy went on to win the 3A state championship.
You know what it is.
Like, okay. So I get, I digress. But that's the Alabama High School Athletic Association stance that any kid receiving financial aid should have to sit out to stop private schools from being able to recruit because public schools can't recruit.
Right.
And they're saying that gives private schools a competitive advantage.
Right.
Understand that stance. The government stance is Governor Kay Ivey and House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter filed a lawsuit against the Alabama High School Athletic Association, arguing the Choose Act explicitly states that participating students' eligibility should not be affected.
Right.
So they're saying if a kid decides to transfer from public to private and use state allotted funds, basically financial aid, to go to these private schools, they should immediately be available due to them going to their school on the Choose Act. Alabama High School Athletic Association is saying, no, that shouldn't be like that because that means that private school can go out, recruit the best players, get them. Now, a lot of the argument is, I'll just go because it's here. I'll give you my opinion on it. I'm going to give you the facts first. Status. A judge has ordered both parties into mediation, and a temporary restraining order currently allows Choose Act students to remain eligible while the case is being settled. So any kid that transferred this year using the Choose Act to a private school, they're able to play. And they've been playing football and basketball this entire season, right? Now, The public and private split debate. The reclassification process is complicated by mounting pressure to separate public and private schools into different divisions. Here's the private schools' concerns about them being split from the athletic association. Representatives are challenging the current 1.35 enrollment multiplier. What does that mean? So every student is counted as one student body person, right? Every one student at a private school is considered 1.35 of a student, right? So it's more than just one student. That's why you see a school like a Montgomery Academy playing 3A athletics in Alabama High School Athletic Association.
Okay, I see what they're doing.
Because even though they don't have nearly the amount of students that 3A schools have, student body, their students are counting as 1.35.
At the multiplier.
Exactly. It's a multiplier. So to add the competitive balance, the formula which can force small private schools to compete against much larger public schools based on their athletic success. Remember I told you that Montgomery Academy, I'm using them because they're here in Montgomery and I'm well versed on what's going on. They play 6A volleyball, right? Even though they got to use the 1.35 multiplier, they still have a competitive balance because they're just better. So they play 6A, but they even play 7A soccer, girls soccer, right? So they're saying, all right, listen, y'all making us play 6A and 7A, and y'all giving us this multiplier, but y'all not allowing us to have a competitive advantage by being able to get the better players. Because we don't have players that are zoned to our schools. Kids have to pay money or get financial aid. And here's the other key. They have to test to get into those schools. So a lot of times, high academic programs don't have the best athletics, unfortunately. And that's a story for a whole nother day. I'm not about to go down that rabbit hole. So if they're saying, if y'all gonna give us the multiplier and we got to compete against these bigger schools, that's an unfair advantage for those bigger schools, right? The public school concerns, many public school coaches and administrators argue that private schools have an inherent advantage in resources and the ability to attract students from outside traditional district lines, meaning we got money.
That ain't their fault.
Thank you. Just because we got money, we shouldn't be punished.
Because y'all got red tape in public school.
Thank you. A lot of that. So here's the documented proposed solution. The Alabama High School Athletic Association Central Board of Control is weighing three main options. One is a full separation. Private schools compete in their own standalone league for both the regular season and the playoffs, right? Number two, championship only split, right? Public and private schools play each other during the regular season, but are separated into different postseason brackets. That don't make no sense.
Like that one.
And then the status quo is number three. Maintaining the current system with the 1.35 multiplier and competitive balance rules. Meaning, you allow the private schools to still have their 1.35 multiplier, meaning you still gonna make them play higher classifications than their student body requires, right? But you're gonna let them use the Choose Act. So they're gonna be able to go get players that can help them compete against those larger public schools. That's the third option. I'm going to tell you before I get into any more of this timeline and things of that nature. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I don't want the complete split, right? I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want the complete split. However, what I do think needs to happen is I think the association needs to just change the rules. Just change the rules. Allow kids to go where the hell they want to go. If this school, for example, Thompson in football, if a kid lives in a Pelham district and is zoned to go to Pelham High School, but they're an exceptional football player and they want to go play at Thompson, let them go play. Let them go play. There's a competitive balance. There's a competitive imbalance in that. And so what? It's already a competitive imbalance. Thompson already smashing people. They already got kids moving into the district just to go play there, right? Now, we can go through all the red tape of legitimate move, all of those things. Did they really move into that school district? Do they have the power? Is the power cut on at the apartment or the trailer or whatever it is that they are living in during that time? Does that, yes, make that happen, right? That's cool. But if a kid or a parent or a family wants to better their child's, one, education, and two, ability to play on a higher level so they can better advance their abilities or opportunities to play their sport on the next level, man, let them do it.
Yeah, you can't stop it.
Yeah, you can't stop it. I'm not mad at recruiting. I think it should be recruiting.
But that's how the real world is.
Right. Everybody is not fair. Let's stop acting as if high school athletics is about fairness. Are we teaching life or what? Life ain't fair. That's the problem.
Dang, sure ain't.
It's not fair. And we should not be telling these kids that, oh, it's all you got to do is do your. No, it's not an equal playing field. Life, business, once they get out of high school, once they get out of college, understand that it's not an equal playing field out there.
It's cutthroat.
It's cutthroat. So why not give them that now, right? But here's the problem. Here's the reason I say that if you heard what I said earlier about coaches and administrators complaining about that, that's because a lot of them don't want to do the work. They don't want to have to coach. They don't want to have to work to keep kids. Now, a lot of people can kick back and say, well, man, that's AAU.
Right.
Right? That's NIL. That's transfer portal. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate to myself. Okay? Yeah. Private schools can say, hey, man, get that little, come over here on the Choose Act, pick up that $7,000, right? Whatever the number is. Come on over here. We're going to give you financial aid also, or scholarship, whatever they want to call it. And we're going to pay you $20,000. And we're going to give you NIL to come over here and play. Do you see? I don't see an issue in that. If a kid is worth it, why not pay him? If a kid can monetize, why not allow him?
But that's what's happening anyway.
The world, bro. Why are we sheltering these kids from what the real world is?
Because now you don't understand how it really works.
Listen, some are going to disagree with me on this. I no longer think there's a such thing as amateur.
Now, we don't live in that world no more.
No. It's too much money involved for us to sit here and say a kid is an amateur.
Yeah, the name on the back of your jersey
is what matters.
Say something.
It's what matters. Like, amateurism is dead.
Dead.
Look at college sports.
Over with.
It's over with. Those guys are no longer amateurs.
They get paid more than the pros.
They get paid more than the doggone pros in a whole lot of cases. Miami is offering Ty Simpson $6.5 million to come play at Miami next year. $6.5 million to come be the Miami Hurricanes quarterback. If Ty Simpson goes to the NFL, he will not make $6.5 million next year.
No.
So he's making more in college than he would as a pro. Carson Beck made something like $6 million this year at Miami. If he would have went to the NFL last year, he would not be making $6.5 million.
That's crazy.
Right? So my thing is, yes, it is a lot of money out there. And it's a lot of people making it. What is the issue with allowing a kid that is able to monetize? Now, I know it's a lot of people out there that can give me a bunch of reasons or play devil's advocate to what I just said and say, hey, this is the reason why. And it might make sense. But once you come to me and tell me that a kid should not be able to make money off his name, image, likeness, and I'm going to add something to that, ability, I don't agree with that. It's hard for me to agree with that.
What's the point of the kid being great?
What's the point of him being good? What you're telling the kid is be humble.
No, we can't do that.
Dim your light to make everybody else feel better.
No,
We can't do that.
we do that.
Can't do that, bro. You want a kid to be not as good as he possibly can be because the kids he playing against aren't that good.
Oh,
We're not doing that, bro.
we can be grateful.
We're not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
We're not finna tell a kid just because you're better than everybody else.
I need you to hang back.
I need you to pull it back a little bit.
Just
Just
a tad.
a tad bit. Because little Johnny, mama is sitting in the stands and she want to see little Johnny.
Little Johnny need to get in the gym.
Little Johnny need to get in the doggone gym.
Little Johnny can't come in the house until he make 1,000 shots.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like it's a different game that we playing.
Got to change with the time.
It got to change with the times, bro.
2026. We ain't.
It's not the same, bro.
It's over with now. It's changed.
It's changed.
And it ain't going back.
Now, my thing is, I know we're talking about this, but here's my resolution to it all. Bro, put some stipulations on it.
For sure.
Put how much a kid can get. I'm cool with that. Everybody, well, you can't tell a kid how much they do in the league. When you go pro, it's something called a salary cap. You just can't pay somebody whatever you want to pay them. It's a salary cap. It's a league minimum and a league maximum. They have the super max contract and they got the veteran minimum. Right? Like, so a guy can't make over a certain amount of money in any professional sport. It's a cutoff on how much money a single player can make. And he has to reach certain criteria to even be able to make that much money.
Right.
You got to make a first, second, or third
bonuses
team.
And all
right, all
that
that type of stuff. Like you got to make an all NBA team. You got to make this. You got to do this to even be considered for the super max. So my thing is, yes, put a cap on how much a school can spend on a player.
Yeah.
Put a cap on how much a kid can make once he goes to said school.
But if they do that, then that'll make it easier.
That will balance out the competitive balance.
Like, there ain't nothing to argue about no more.
Bro, if the NBA could put all the best players on one team, the team with the most money would win every year.
Yeah.
They would just go put LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and all these people would be on the same team and they would just beat everybody. But you can't do that. So my thing is, why can't we adopt that system on the high school level and skew those numbers to where it works for us instead of fighting against it? Because you're fighting against the inevitable. And you know what that goes back to? That goes back to all our kids leaving the damn state of Alabama to go play elsewhere because of things like this.
No, I feel you. That makes sense. I mean, the conversation is being had right now. So hopefully, it'll get there.
Well, that ruling's coming down on January 23rd. So we're about what? 8 days away? What's the date? The 15th?
Yeah.
We're about 8 days away from that ruling. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to continue the temporary restraining order for them to continue to play, or if we're going to have a complete split of private schools and public schools. Now, if we do have that complete split of private schools and public schools, what does the private school association look like? Is that the AISA continue to govern that? And how does that look for them? Because they're going to have to figure out what we just talked about. They're going to have to figure that part of it out. They're going to have to, because it's going to be schools recruiting. It's going to be schools that have rich alumni or prominent parents of kids that go to those schools that's going to be able to say, just like they do in college, it's going to be a booster that's going to say, hey, man, I got 20,000.
I got that bag.
I got 50,000. Let's go get so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and tell their parents to do the Choose Act to pick up that state-funded financial aid. We're going to let them in school for free, and we're going to pay them this bag. And we're going to get them somewhere to live so they're closer to the school so they can get there. We'll get them an apartment. We'll get them some. Bro, that's going to happen.
I might go adopt me.
Hey, man, I need to have one, brother. I need to have one, my brother.
Go find me one.
Because listen, it's about to get interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure.
to say the least.
But that's
man.
good though for the game because it'll keep us on our toes.
Hey, it's
Everybody on our
evolution.
toes.
Listen, it gives us conversation to be had.
Yeah, for sure. And plus, you can't stay.
It's great for a platform like ours because it can be something to talk about.
Oh, it's gonna be something to talk about.
I'm gonna find something to talk about, but this just makes it much easier.
Gonna put it in your face.
Yeah, it's gonna make you talk about it because, like, I really, really, truly believe that the inevitable is going to happen.
It's gonna have to. Like, you just got to get on board.
Right.
You fighting uphill battle, and like, why are you fighting?
Here's the thing, Breezy. The same thing happened to the NCAA. The NCAA fought against paying players
for a long time.
They fought against paying players forever, and now here we are, no governing of NIL. It is the wild, wild west, and now we've gotten to a point where they're going to revenue sharing, where these kids can be paid directly from the university. If the NCAA doesn't fight against it for all of those years and instead implement things that can put stipulations on it so we can have so it's not the wild, wild west, we'll be in a better position right now.
Yeah.
College athletics wouldn't be it's jacked up out there, bro.
Oh, yeah, it's messed up.
It wouldn't be as jacked up if they would not have fought against it for all those years.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's looking like deja vu here in the state of Alabama because the Alabama Athletic Association is fighting against this tooth and nail instead of being proactive, coming up with a system that they can put in place that can put this where, all right, we're not having these issues and turning this thing into the wild, wild west or turning it to whoever can pay the most money.
Yeah.
If you put in a system, because like I said earlier, the inevitable is coming. You can't fight against the inevitable. It's going to happen. How long have we sat on this platform and said, y'all need to do something about it? Y'all need to do something about it. Y'all need to get some voices in the room that have some logical explanations and some proactive ideas about how we can get out in front of this and make it where we don't have to split public and private schools, but we can also have it where kids can monetize, they can go where they need to go. However, let's put some stipulations in order. And here's the thing, making a kid sit out is not that's not the answer. It's telling them, hey, if you go do this, you got to sit out. That's not the answer.
Yeah, that's just that's a deterrent.
That's what they used to do in the NCAA.
Yeah,
the NCAA used to do that. They used to say, if you transfer, wherever school you transfer, if you transfer D1 to D1, you got to sit out.
Yeah, that's hate.
That's stupid. That's stupid. And we got a question, Leslie in the building. What up, Leslie?
What up?
What do we think about the transfer portal? I love the transfer portal. I think a kid should be able to choose their ability to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I just don't think they should be able to choose 3-4 years in a row.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of.
But you could put something on it. Like if a kid transfers, and I've heard a lot of different things, allow one-time transfer. If a kid transfers say he goes freshman year, he transfers after his freshman year, and then after his sophomore year, he wants to transfer again. If he transfers again, make him sit out. No, I don't think that. But because here's the reason I say no to that. And I'm kind of contradicting myself in a way, a little bit. And the reason I say no to that is it should be some stipulations on it. His coach leaves. The coach that recruited him to come to that school leaves. It don't even have to be the head coach. Say an assistant coach is who he built the relationship with, and that's the reason he went there. And that coach leaves, he should be able to leave, right? Say, and this can get tricky, and this is probably dumb to say, and I probably don't even fully agree with what I'm about to say myself. But if a kid says, hey, I want to be in communications, radio, and TV, and so-and-so school has a better radio and TV division, I want to go there because of that. But they're an athlete. They should be able to go do that, right? Because the education piece is getting lost. And if we continue to go down the route that we're going down here in the state of Alabama, the education piece is going to be lost because education is no longer a factor in college athletics. Nobody cares about it. I remember when I had and me and Chill Will told you this. Our office is on the other side of this wall. It's right next door. Our office is. We sat in there with a Division I program, right? And we asked that coach about education and school. Guess what that Division I college basketball coach told me and Brian in person to our face? We got the same books as everybody else. That was his answer to the education portion of college athletics. We got the same books as everybody else. Meaning, I don't give a damn about school. And if we continue to go the route we're going right now, that's going to happen in high school. That's going to happen in high school. And that's going to be a whole problem. But, hey, man, it is what it is. We'll have a lot more conversation on that. But it's time for us to go. Been fun tonight. Shout out to the chat. I didn't go into the chat as much as I usually do, man. Didn't tap into y'all as much, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
For sure.
We saw y'all. Our boy Ace had to talk about the chat for us to remember the chat. But shout out to the chat, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's show. But Breezy, with that being said, run the music, man. Let's get up out of here.
There it is.
And that will do it for tonight's episode of the iBall Radio live call-in show, brought to you by the Glenn Wilson Lending Team. Need help with your mortgage lending needs? Give our guy Glenn Wilson at Movement Mortgage a call, or give him a shout out online at the Glenn Wilson Lending Team.com. We will be at Randolph High School tomorrow night for Randolph versus Westminster for the iBall Radio Game of the Week. Make sure you catch that across all our iBall Radio platforms, iBallRadio.com, the iBall Radio YouTube page, and the iBall Radio NFHS Network page to watch the games live and see that live stream. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man.
Yes, sir.
We will be on Monday. We will not have a show on Monday night because we will be at Murphy High School for the iBall Radio Game of the Week for Murphy versus Baker. Shout out Coach Epps for bringing us in, believing in the platform and wanting us to come out and cover that game. Shout out to Coach Matt Nelson and New Hope for bringing us in last week to do that game. And shout out, where was that last Tuesday, Breeze? No, that's where we were at Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So shout out Coach Matt Nelson and New Hope for bringing us. Shout out the principal also, man. It was good to meet him also. Shout out to y'all for bringing us in and believing in the platform. And everybody else who has booked the iBall Radio Game of the Week this year, salute to y'all, man. We got a lot more basketball to bring y'all, a lot more on the way. So make sure y'all stay tapped in with iBall Radio, iBallRadio.com, and the iBall Radio YouTube page and the NFHS Network page. With that being said, Breezy, holler at these folks, man.
Hey, man, it's your boy Breezy. It ain't easy.
It ain't easy, man. And y'all already know. They call me Coach because I teach you how to ball. Until tomorrow night from Randolph High School, we out of here. Peace. Long live Hero.